Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of my Football Manager 24 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Now, since you were last with us, our form has been a little bit inconsistent. We've seen 2 departures and 1 new signing as well, so let's waste no further time and get straight into it. We'll start out then with the departures at firstly, and we saw Kevin McDonald move back over to Scotland. He has joined Dunfermline Athletic for £2,500. Obviously, we technically signed him in the summer from Exeter. He played 10 times in the league for us, had less than a 7 average rating, got 3 assists, 8 starts out of them 10 matches. He's gone to Dunfermline Athletic in the Scottish Championship for £2,500 per week. He's played 3 matches there so far. He's gone there on an 18-month deal, so they've kind of just taken over his contract, but we didn't really need him. He's not really the type of holding midfielder that I personally like to have in there, and at 35 years of age, it kind of just made sense to get a fee in for him and move him on. And our second departure then is one that we kind of did all expect. Jamie Walker has joined Scottish League One side Hamilton for £12,250. It could rise up to £19,000. He's played 2 games there so far and got a 7 rating, 6 goal contributions in 6 starts to be fair this season for him, which is obviously not a bad return. But we said at the start of the season, I think it was, he wasn't signing a new contract with the football club, so we might as well sell him. He was one of our higher earners as well. I think he was on around £4 a week. We had to pay him some sort of loyalty bonus. It's a bit of a shame the way that it's ended up, but if he's going to refuse to sign a new contract with the football club and he's not going to be here for the long term, I'd rather just get him out of the door now. So Jamie Walker has also departed the football club. And with obviously 2 midfield departures, it meant we needed to get one in. So former Bantam Lee Evans has rejoined the football club on an 18-month contract, £4,500 a week, so I think he is now our highest paid player. 29 years of age, a very good playmaker and just a very good all-round midfielder for the level. Like I say, he's here until the end of next season on a free transfer. He's got a 6.77 average rating so far, hasn't played for Ipswich at all this season. They ended up cancelling his contract, I'm pretty sure, but Lee Evans is in the building, and there is all our transfer business so far. As you can see, there's still a couple of days to go before the January transfer window does come to a conclusion. But since you were last with us then, we had a 3-2 defeat away at Gillingham, a 2-0 win away at Doncaster Rovers, a 1-0 win at home to Morecambe, scoring in the first minute in that one, a 1-0 defeat at home to Stockport County, a 2-1 defeat away at Crewe Alexandria, Richie Smallwood getting sent off in the 7th minute there, a 3-0 win at home to Crawley, a disappointing 2-1 defeat away at Burton in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy Northern Section 3rd round. We also had a 2-1 win away at Colchester United, and finally, most recently, a 0-0 draw at home to Doncaster Rovers. In today's episode then, we have Swindon Town away in the league, then we'll have the January transfer deadline day, and then we'll also have AFC Wimbledon at home in Sky Bet League 2. Let's waste no further time then and get into the first game of today's episode. A couple injuries and fatigue players means that there is a fair few changes for today's game. So we've got Sam Walker in goal, a back 3 of Narty, Tompkinson and Walsh, with Halliday and Wright as the wing backs. I'm really surprised Plymouth haven't recalled Tyreek Wright because he's barely played all season. We've got Gilead and Evans in the midfield, with Patterson in the 10, in behind Cassidy and Smith. Matt Derbyshire finds himself on the bench in today's game, and to be fair, hasn't played too bad in his last 5 matches. Andy Cook, though, currently nursing an injury. He should be back for the next game. You've got Richards and Stubbs, who are a little bit tired as well. Callum Kavanagh as well, nursing an injury. He's going to be back in 4 days' time. But let's get into the first game of today's video then. I think Swindon are just above the relegation zone at this moment in time. Tyreek Wright feels Sam Stubbs should have been picked. Well, he's a little bit fatigued, and we've got a long season ahead of us. You know, we're only in January, still plenty of points to play for. I think we're 3rd in the table at the moment. We've certainly been a little bit more consistent than what we were at the start of the campaign, and that has seen us climb up the table. In terms of the Swindon team, Gary Monk is their manager now, and Harry McCurdy gets the start pretty much as you would expect. No real major shocks in that Swindon side. Obviously, we lost 2-0 in real life, and it was an absolutely terrible performance. We played the slowest back 3 in history with Stubbs, Taylor and Kelly, and we just got done by 2 balls in behind very early on in that game. Let's get underway for this one. Fingers crossed we can get another 3 points and maintain what is hopefully going to be a successful run between now and the end of the campaign. We are currently 3rd in the table, level on points though with 4th, and currently 6 points away from top of the league. Just over half an hour on the clock, we have the first highlight of the game. It has been a pretty dull match so far. No real chances for either side as Saidu Khan goes out wide into Harry McCurdy. He cuts in and strikes off the post, and Charlie Austin taps home for his 11th goal of the season. Really poor defending from us there. there, Harry McCurdy seemed to have all the time in the world to cut in on that right foot. He gets the shot off. Thankfully for our sake, it comes back off the post. Halliday just gets caught in no man's land. Nate can't get over quick enough. The shot bounces off the post and it just falls to Austin to tap into the back of the net. An absolute nightmare start to today's episode. Swindon take the lead before the game. We're only a couple points above the drop zone, so it's an absolutely horrible goal to concede, and they could double their lead here. Ball comes into the box towards the back post, and it's only just wide there from Tom Burrett. I'm berating them because this so far has been absolutely shocking. I'm considering making some substitutions at half time. I mean, Sam Walker there, what on earth is that distribution? You're told to kick it long. I know we've not got a target man in this game, but we've still got some very good forward players. We need to get the ball into them. Number 7 now, looking for a ball inside. Good cut out there from Richard Narty, and Cassidy looks over the top for Tyler Smith, but it's an absolutely awful ball and very comfortable there for Bycroft to claim. Approaching that half-time whistle then, Bycroft sends it long, looking for Charlie Austin. Walsh with a horrible first touch then. Austin shoots from distance. Thankfully for our sake, it goes over the bar, but absolutely all over the place. If it's possible, I do genuinely want to change formation at the break because so far it's been no good. And change formation is exactly what I have done. No substitutions, but we have gone to a 4-4-2 in hope that they don't keep beating us with that ball in behind, because it's clearly not working. When we're in possession, Halliday's going to step into midfield and Walsh will come over and play as a back three as Jonathan Tompkinson goes very close with a header there. Great ball in from Lee Evans, but we had one shot in the entirety of the first half, so I think a formation change was needed. I wouldn't say it's massively benefited us so far. Who knows? I know we've got a couple big players missing for us in this one, but 15 minutes into the second half, we've not really seen much of a reaction, so we are now going to make some substitutions. Can anyone else play right midfield? I mean, it's recommending Jake Young, who can actually play right midfield, so we'll bring him on the right hand side. Smoldy's going to come on for Lee Evans in the midfield and play as a ball winning midfielder, and maybe Daniel Igoke is going to come on for Brad Halliday as well at right back. And 3 changes on the hour mark. Let's hope they can have some sort of an impact on the game, because so far it has been very dull. We'll put them onto attacking, and we'll also try and give them some encouragement at the next available opportunity. But Swindon with an attack here over on that far side, ball into the box, looking for McCurdy, and he's headed just wide. Igoke in absolute no man's land there. Poor defending from Daniel Igoke. Thankfully for our sake, we've got away with it. Patterson swings a free kick into the box, looking for Nate. Cleared away by Swindon, only as far as Cassidy. He'll take his time over on the far side and look for a ball into Tyler Smith. Flicks it on, and Jonathan Tompkinson is there. I feel like the goal's not going to count. It's not. It's offside, because it didn't say first, second, third goal of the season. You just kind of know that them ones are unfortunately going to get disallowed. I don't know who was offside there, but let's make a couple more substitutions. Charlie Ward is going to come on for Patterson in that midfield, who is tiring a little bit. We'll put him as a box-to-box midfielder. I'm also going to bring Matt Derbyshire on for Ryan Cassidy, because he's playing a 6.1 rating. I don't really want to be giving Derbyshire minutes, but we don't really have much of a choice because we've got so many injuries at the moment, unfortunately. 15 minutes left on the clock then. Can we get back into this game? As of right now, I think I'd definitely take a point. In fact, I'd snap your hand off for a point, because we have been shocking in this one. We're going to berate them for one last time in today's game as McCurdy picks up the ball, cuts away from Igoke far too easily into the penalty area and strikes. Good save in the end from Sam Walker. Let's hope some of these substitutions can have an impact on the game, because Swindon comfortably deserved the win so far. Free kick for us. Please pass the ball. We've got 3 players stood in so much space. He shoots, he's hit the crossbar, and unfortunately it's gone over the bar. It all comes down to decision making, and our decision making is not particularly good. Smolds picked up his mandatory yellow card like what he gets every single game, and there is full time. 1-0 Swindon. And now I have some things to think about between now and deadline day. Do we maybe need more signings? Do we need to even maybe get more players out the door? I mean, I'm really trying. I'm offering them to clubs, people like Chapman and Derbyshire, Rideout, these sort of players, but no one seems to be wanting to take them. Thankfully, we've not dropped too far down in the tables. Salford have only gone above us by 1 point. Accrington must have also lost. They did, so not the end of the world. We are 6 points away from top of the table, so Stockport must have lost as well. We haven't lost any ground, really. We've just not gained anyone. Big opportunity blown there, and now we've got some big transfer business to sort out. I felt we needed to add a bit more competition in the wing-back department on both sides, so Zach Swanson is joining the club on loan for the remainder of the campaign from Portsmouth. We're paying all of his wages and a little bit of a loan fee. It's not something that I normally do, but he's a very, very good player for the level. We'll adjust the budget, get him in through the door. There's still 10 hours left in the transfer window, and we can confirm here that Zach Swanson looks like a very, very good player, can play either on the right side or the left side, which is just as important for us. Looks like a very good player in the future. Who knows what could happen in terms of a permanent deal, but he's with Portsmouth until 2026, and they have the club option of a further year. So I think getting him back permanently is unlikely. We have paid an £18,000 loan fee, which is not the end of the world if he contributes massively between now and the end of the campaign. So we're getting registered. Now, if we want to get any more players in, we need to start deregistering players and getting them out the door. So Zach Swanson is in with the football club. We're going to give him the number, I guess we don't really have much choice, the number 38. It's not really ideal, but we've got so many players in the squad that this is probably the best number he can get. With Zach Swanson coming in, it now means we've got 3 natural right wing backs. Obviously Halliday's here permanently and he's had a much better season. I think he's got 10 assists so far this campaign. Daniel Ugoke, I look at him, 3 assists in 27 appearances, 9 of them being starts. He's been paid £1,300 per week by the football club. I think what I'm going to decide to do is terminate Daniel Ugoke's loan. He's going to return back to Brentford, and we've still got a couple hours left in the transfer window, but as you can see here, Daniel Ugoke, his loan is finished and he has gone back to Brentford. Just to add a bit more on the Ugoke deal, obviously it kind of made sense with us having 3 natural right wing backs, and he was a loan player, but we were also slightly over the wage budget. Now we're a few £100 per week under the wage budget. I think that's about 800, 850. A man who has done very well out on loan this season, Bobby Poynton. Obviously we sent him to Hartlepool at the start of the campaign, 5 goals and 7 assists in 24 starts in the National League. I think he's developed really nicely. We sent him out and he was a 2.5 star current ability player. He's now 3.5 star, and he's on £450 per week at Hartlepool. I think I'm going to bring him back to the football club and try and play him as an attacking midfielder. We're still not playing with wingers, but I feel like it makes sense to get Poynton back. We're going to recall him from his loan with Hartlepool. I kind of feel sorry because we have done it for them with only an hour left of the window, but then you've got to factor in they are in the National League, so their window doesn't close until the end of March. But Bobby Poynton is back late on in the January transfer deadline day. He's sad to be leaving Hartlepool. After speaking with Bobby Poynton upon his return from a spell on loan at Hartlepool, he feels he learned a lot during his time there, and he's hoping that this increased experience will help his chances of establishing himself in the Bradford City squad. I look at Patterson and Jake Young's contributions this season. Bobby Poynton has more than a chance of making it in this side. Well, the January transfer window has officially slammed shut. I am very happy with the signing of Zach Swanson. He was our only incoming throughout the window. Obviously, Lee Evans was actually a free agent. We're also £205 per week under the wage bill as well, which is very nice. We've now got AFC Wimbledon at home. We need to bounce back after a terrible result against Swindon, and I think I might give Bobby Poynton the start. I am ready to unleash Bobby Poynton. In terms of squad registration, does Poynton need to be registered? That's a very good thing. Players of the age of 20 or younger don't have to be registered, alright, so perfect. We don't need to worry about that. Let's get in then to match day number 2. Here we have it then. Here's our lineup for the second game of today's episode at home to AFC Wimbledon. We've got Walker in goal, a back 3 of Tompkinson, Stubbs and Kelly, with Halliday and Swanson as the wing backs. You've got Small and Evans in the midfield, Poynton in the 10, and Kavanagh and Cook leading the line. On the bench you've got Doyle, Walsh, Nate, Gilead, Patterson, Young and Cassidy. None of them really performing very well over the last couple of weeks. Lewis Richards has unfortunately picked up a 2 to 3 week abdominal muscle pull, which is disappointing. So Swanson moves over to the left, Halliday back in on the right side, who, to be fair to him, has had a pretty solid season. 6 assists, but 10 in total. He's got 4 of them in the cup, only 2 starts in the cup as well. So he's done quite well in cup competitions, but needs to be producing a little bit more in the league. Big opportunity as well for Kieran Kelly. We're actually going to play him as a no-nonsense stopper in this one. Wimbledon at home, it's definitely a game I expect us to win. They're 18th in the table, but then again, we've just lost to Swindon, who were even further down. So who really knows what could happen? Again, Wimbledon have had a change of manager. No idea who Mark Hudson is, but he's in as their gaffer, replaces Johnny Jackson. Let's to all the boys then, as always, we trust them to go out there and make the difference in today's game. Can we get back to winning ways? I feel like our January transfer business was good. I would have liked, obviously, a lot more departures, but there simply wasn't the interest. I've just had a look at the league table here at the bottom. Barrow, Tranmere and Mansfield is the bottom 3. I don't think anyone would have predicted that at the start of the season in real life, especially in Mansfield, only just above the relegation zone. What on earth is going on there? They were just 1 point outside of it with a worse goal difference. Absolutely crazy stuff there. But anyway, focusing on our game, we are 7 minutes in here, still 0-0. Curry picks up the ball and finds Williams. He looks for a ball inside and Little wins that header. Gordon looking for the winger, but Swanson with a nice interception. It's Callum Kavanagh to strike. He's back in the starting 11. He's back on amongst the goals as well, back from his injury, linking up with Andy Cook, who is also back from his injury, and that was a really nice interception originally from Zach Swanson. Lee Evans then played a nice progressive ball through into Andy Cook, slips through Callum Kavanagh, and a first time strike to beat the keeper at his near post. 7 minutes in, it's Bradford City 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. 35 minutes now on the clock. Not a lot has really happened since the opening goal. I would say we've still been the better side. We've dominated possession as well, over 60% of the ball. Brad Halliday's picked up a slight knock, which we do need to monitor between now and the remainder of this match, but Sam Stubbs back in the team, and he finds that Lee Evans, looks for a ball over the top. I thought Halliday would be making that run, but unfortunately that pass hasn't quite worked out, and now Wimbledon have the ball with their goalkeeper, Tazanev, with the ball. He's going to look to launch it out. It's a very aggressive throw and a good control there. Nice interception though from Kieran Kelly. That's why he's back in this team. Evans picks out a nice pass for Cook. Looks for Kavanagh. It's in the back of the net. Is it onside? It's not. I had a feeling with the way the referee was moving towards Andy Cook there that one of them was going to be offside. We do now have a free kick in quite a promising area, and it will be Lee Evans to take. Can he find the back of the net here? 5 men in the wall for Wimbledon. He's hit the post. And of course, we don't get that look of it just fall into a Bradford City player to tap in. The ball is back with Evans. Would that not technically be an indirect free kick to Wimbledon if no one's touched the ball and he's hit it off the post and it's gone back to him? I'm pretty sure. So, Football Manager there, clearly with a little bit of a bug, unless someone did touch it and I just completely missed it. Anyway, 1-0 up at the break. We've had a lot of shots on target so far. I'm happy. I don't even know if we have, to be fair. How many shots on target? 5 in the first half is not awful, but I wouldn't say I'm delighted with that news, to be honest with you. Poynton did start this game a little bit tired, so I do kind of expect him to not make the full game. He might come off after an hour, 70 minutes, something like that. 65 minutes on the clock then. I am now going to look to make some substitutions. As I expected, Bobby Poynton is absolutely shattered. He's also been booked, so he's going to come off for Jake Young to play in that number 10 position. We're also going to bring... Well, I was going to bring Brad Halliday off, but Gilead, can he actually play? Gilead can play right wing back. Okay, so Gilead's going to come on at right wing back, and we're also going to bring on Alex Patterson for Lee Evans in the midfield and play him as a supportive Mazzala, just to try and give our attack a little bit more support. We're going more offensive because I want to see more goals. And I think about 10 minutes or so later, we will now make our final 2 changes of the game. Ryan Cassidy is going to come on for Andy Cook and play as an advanced forward, and we'll move Callum Kavanagh to now be a pressing forward. And then we're also going to bring on Richard Nate for Sam Stubbs and put JT over in the middle. Our final 2 changes of the game then. Just over 15 minutes left on the clock. Can we see this one out, or hopefully get another goal? Cassidy picks up the ball. Good tackle there from Balmer, but it's a ball fallen back to Ryan Cassidy. Ball into the box looking for Jake Young. Has to score, and somehow he's put it straight to keeper. Gilead's header then. He's caught by the goalkeeper, and this is what I'm saying about Jake Young. I had high expectations from him this season, but 2 goals and 2 assists so far this campaign is simply not good enough, and he's not had an injury all season as well, so that's massively disappointing. It looks like we are just about going to be able to see this game out. I'm going to give him some more encouragement, which they're not best pleased with. It's not been 2 particularly great games for the neutral in today's episode, but we're still 6 points away from top of the table. We have now created a 2-point gap though between ourselves and 4th place, which is obviously very nice. We've got a good January transfer window done. We've had a negative game and then also a positive game. Zach Swanson also had a very good debut as well for us, which is very good news. You always want your new signing to start out well. Brad Halliday out for 2 weeks with a gashed upper leg, and Zach Swanson obviously made his debut and did very well on that, to be honest. I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes, as I said at the start of today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below on my 2 new signings as well. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another episode. Peace.